Right. So here comes the chapter where we will see that what exactly is happening after the 1789 revolution there in France and after the execution of Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette. Okay, so what all changes has come up? Another change is that the assembly that was elected this time was given permission now that all the three of them they call their citizens as Lee Citoyen. Citoyen. It's like Citoyen. So they were considered as all citizens. Equality has come up. So everybody in the State General or the National Assembly that they renamed it as, they started up giving equal rights. Everyone getting a right to vote, which was denied before 1789 revolution by Louis XVI. So anyhow, this time what happened is that uh, all these people they got the right to vote, and a constitutional monarch was agreed by Napoleon. But as the stage passed by, or as the time passed by, once again a dictatorial regime was established under the Napoleon control. So even after that, you all know well, 1815 Battle of Waterloo takes place. Then once again, the people get relieved from the control of the absolute monarchs, and then once again they come into a revolutionary kind of condition. So let's continue from here and let's see what exactly is happening. So see, in my case, I have already turned up the volume in all my system and as well as in my the video point of view. Please check your volumes as well. And if in case you don't get the volume from your video or from your cell phone about this video, don't worry about it. I am explaining all the points. Just try to follow me and match up with the picture that you have got on the screen. Okay. Yeah, this is how actually like early there was no proper system. This was the adapted system that was in terms of measurements. Okay, that was declared that is to be followed in all parts of Europe. Okay, Dhananjaya, no problem. I'll post it up. Fine. So this was the thing that was adapted by the Napoleonic Code of 1804, a standardized method of calculating all the things. So standardized measures and weights were adapted during his time. The French Revolution was something that inspired all the people around the world that to fight against their kings and their absolute monarchs, the despotism that was going on. French Revolution was responsible again. I hope you all remember the kind of phrase that I said, which was said by Metternich, that whenever France sneezes, Europe catches cold. So similarly, such example happened here. Looking at France, other countries of Europe also started up fighting against their kings and rulers. Now, what exactly is being explained is about that. Looking at the France Revolution, how they got. The French army, when it went up to liberate other countries from the absolute monarchism, they were welcomed by these countries' people. The young and the upcoming generations, they all welcomed this army to help them to fight against their absolute monarchs so that they can get independence. So initially, France was able to influence everyone, and at the same time, Jacobins club came up, which was very familiar and popular during that time. Okay, till now, who did not have a picture or an idea of Napoleon Bonaparte? How does he look like? Here you can have a glance at how exactly the Napoleon Bonaparte looks like. Now here comes all the changes that Napoleon has made during his time when he became and coronated himself as the King of France. This is what I was telling you, the Civil Code of Napoleonic, or the Napoleonic Code of 1804, or the Civilian Code of 1804. It is also called as. The year that he introduced these laws or codes were in the year 1804. So they are also referred as the Napoleonic Code of 1804. Let us see what were the provisions that were there in the Napoleonic Code. Right. So he is the one who abolished all the privileges, all the advantages enjoyed by the first estate and the second estate. There was no such kind of privileges allowed to them or given to them. As soon as he came to power, according to this new code, he has removed all those facilities given to them since very long time. Okay, these are the few things that he has done up with regard to administration. Let us see a few more things with regard to economic, financial kind of things as well. Okay, these were the areas that were also under the control of Napoleon. And the areas wherever or whichever was under his control, even there also he implemented this Napoleonic Code of 1804.
Sir, volume of the video is not clear.
What, ma?
Volume of the video is not
Yeah,
clear.
yeah. I told this in the beginning of the video itself. In case the video's volume is not so clear, just try to focus on my voice and relate it with the picture that is there. Anyhow, I'm repeating after it. I'm telling you every point, so you need not to worry about it. Still, see, from my side, I have increased all the volumes, either it is my laptop point of view or even from the videos point of view. Check it out even with your instrument that you have got, good volume on it. Otherwise, you can have a, headset. You can go by that also. Okay. That Dhanya, I'm telling that only. Dhanya, I'm talking about the same thing. I'm talking about the same thing. What was the last in the Code of Civil? What do you mean by the last in the Code of Civil? Nikit? I mean, you mean to say just now that you saw the 3 points?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is right to property. Here you can see it now. Somebody with V Rupa is waiting outside. Is there any Rupa in our classes?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
From which class?
9th MLC, sir.
9th MLC. Okay, Joyce Mercy, please add class and section to your name.
Okay, sir.
And once I allow this girl, please all of you inform her Rupa also. Right. Hope Nikit, you would have got the point that you were asking about. We will see some more things, some more points that are related to Mr. Napoleon, that he brought up a kind of changes in his Napoleonic Code of 1804. See what all efforts that he made with regard to bringing up a common currency, standardized methods of weights and measurements, all these administrative changes, they were shadowed down or they were put aside because of few kind of actions that he has taken up with regard to expeditions on other countries and imposing of taxes on the people. They all overshadowed his all good works that he has done in France. So that is the reason where the downfall of Napoleon has started up there in Europe and particularly in France, that how people started up disliking him for his all imposition of taxation and control over the region. You can see this is one map where you can see that most of them are the regions are called as like kingdoms. They are not like countries. They are not present like countries. It's like Kingdom of Spain, Kingdom of Portugal, French Republic, Austrian monarch, all are like kingdoms. This was the map during the 19th century. And we are going to learn about all those happenings that happened during this time and where all these got converted to into a country. What happened to my voice, Jashwanti? Your voice is what? What happened to my voice? Is it not coming up? You can't hear me? My mic shows well. I mean, it is working well, my mic. Yashwanti, what's up? She left and she is joining again. Okay. So no clear nation was existing during that time. Every region, like whether it is an Austrian region or the Ottoman Empire or the Kingdom of Naples, it could be Sardinia, it could be Saxony, Hanover, or even all these regions like Prussia, they were ruled by different kings. People are of one country, people are of one language, and their rulers are of different countries and different languages. So there was like no sign of a country existing that time. That is the reason that French Revolution gave rise for the demand of forming as a nation. They wanted to form like a single nation. Now, autocrats. Autocrats are the rich people there in France. Like, the absolute monarchs are gone. The other people who are belonging to the class of kings and the relatives of the kings have gone up. Now, few aristocrats are nothing but the few rich people in France. They started up gaining control in the region. They thought of bringing back the control of absolute monarchism in France. These people started up gaining slowly the momentum in France. The autocrats here are nothing but the rich class in the society of France. These people who are smaller in number but very effective and very powerful in the society. So most of the property, most of the regions are under their control. And aristocrats also had a common language, like French was being spoken by them. So French people all started up favoring them also, like aristocrats can be given a power. So such kind of a opinion was there. Peasants are like 90%. Peasants and Serbs. Serbs are like again those people who are doing agricultural labors. All such kind of people were majority of the population there in France. I've already talked about the industrialization process and the working class coming up. These people were the new to join into the society. So the working class, the middle class, and the peasants, all of them, they joined together to fight for nationalism. Now this is all talking about liberty. And who got the idea of liberty is the educated people of Europe. What happened, Danya? Tell.
Sir, nothing, sir.
Okay, okay. So the educated class of the society were the one who thought of fighting for liberty. They wanted liberty, and that's how the concept of liberty, equality, fraternity has started up from this educated class itself. So the word liberty comes from the Latin word liber. Liber means free. I think you all remember we saw in the ninth class three classes: the radicals, the republic, the radicals, the liberals, and the conservatives. Three classes were there, out of which the liberals were the one who started up demanding all these kind of efforts. Right, Irfan from ninth map has come up. Okay, so these people they started up demanding suffrage. Suffrage here means the right to vote. all those people who have crossed the age of 18 years, they all started up demanding the right to vote in the parliament, or the right to vote in the passing of the bills in the parliament. So even then also it was not extended to all, it was not given to all. Few restrictions were there, few conditions were there, that only the learned people, only the educated people were given the right to vote. Right. So here what you see is that as there was a differences in the regions from one region to the other, weights and measurements were very different, the currency was very different. So thereby it hindered the public movement from one region to the other. Even there was an implementation of tariff on all the products that were coming up from different areas. Like customs duty was imposed, excise duties were imposed on the goods. So it was very difficult. Now this middle class, the new aristocracy that has come up, the learned people that they have come up, they started up demanding that all such kind of things should be reduced, so that the movement of the people can be easy from one place to the other, so that the economic activity can boost up, and so that the people can really start purchasing. Okay, somebody is saying, what, sir, please keep this video and the last video in the YouTube channel. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, you can make a note of this. A customs union was formed in the year 1834. It's a union. A customs is nothing but a kind of rules and regulations that would be imposed on all the goods that are coming from other areas or other parts without any taxation or without any excise duties on them. So such a customs union was formed in the year 1834, and it was called as Zoloverin. Maybe I think you will get that name also here. You can watch it. Okay, this customs union has removed all the different types of currencies that were there, about nearly 30 in different areas, and they brought it only to two currencies in the entire region. In the entire Europe, only two currencies came into existence, that made all the transactions and all the difficulties that were existing to be removed. So all such kind of difficulties have been brought to a minimum by this customs union. They even removed all the taxations that were imposed for the goods which will be traveling from one region to the other. Customs union is nothing but a kind of rules and regulations that were brought up by Prussia. Prussia, one of the regions of Germany. Now it is Germany, but once there was a separate region called Prussia. It formed the customs union, which tried to reduce all the restrictions and all the problems that were there. It's a union. Union, I think you all know what is a union. A union is nothing but like there will be a union of like auto drivers, a union of carpenters, tailors. They all will be forming into a union, a kind of a group. And if something happens to somebody in that group, then all together They will either fight for it or they'll try to convince the people or change the laws, all such kind of things. They'll do it. Like private teachers association is there, government teachers associations are there, like that. So a customs union was formed in Prussia, which will be, trying to make all the transactions and all the business activities happening in Europe into a easy situation or into easy conditions. Now you see railway network is being constructed across all the Europes. Customs union is also called as Zollverein. Zollo, Zolloverein. Zollverein. I think if I type, it will go only to those, not all of them, I believe. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll change it into it. I'll type it in the message. Please check it out. Zollverein or IEN. Zollverein. I have given it to everyone. You can just check it out. So with the help of that Zollverein, actually all these efforts were taken up to minimize the difficulties. What, Dhanya? What should I send it again? What do you
Name,
want?
sir.
Name. I have typed it. You can see it. I'll send it to you.
Sir, I rejoined. Sir.
Okay, I'll send it to you. You note it down. It's Zollverein. Zollverein. Got it? Right. So here actually with the end of Napoleon, after he was defeated in the year 1815 in the Battle of Waterloo, all those opponents who fought against Napoleon, they all formed a kind of a group to raise once again the era of conservatism. Conservatism is nothing but someone who supported the absolute monarch or absolute monarchism. Such kind of a group once again thought of trying to control the France after the downfall of Napoleon. So France is like going through one after the other all the hurdles, like ups and downs with absolute monarchism and then the freedom and then conservatism and then again back to absolute monarchism. So all ups and downs are being tasted up here with regard to France. Right here you can see Mr. Duke Metternich from Austria, who in the Congress of Vienna, I believe you all remember 1815 after the downfall of Napoleon, a Congress of Vienna was convened and it was under the control of Duke Metternich, who wanted to bring back the old system or the old order that was existing there in France. And during his time itself, the Congress of Vienna took all those decisions favoring conservatism. And I'll do one thing along with this class that I have recorded up. I'll also put it back. This video also on the YouTube, possibly. If possible, I'll keep this video also. You can watch it in advance so that you can understand what exactly it is there. And as you people are complaining that the video's voice is not very clear. So I'll try to put up both of these videos once so that you can have a good idea what exactly is the lesson about. You can see now all those areas which were once controlled by Napoleon, what all the regions that he had led the expeditions to, and brought all those changes. It was also during his time that the people of these areas also tasted first time the unity. They were all united under his control. And after his downfall, as once again the conditions were becoming unfavorable for them, the people of this entire region, they felt that it is time to fight for their nationalism or fight for their nationalistic country so that they can form into a single country. That's how the revolutions went up in Europe. This is what I told you. After the downfall of Napoleon, they all met in Vienna. And children, I might get disconnected at any point of time. So if in case we get disconnected, take it as the class has ended up. So he headed up that meeting actually, the Duke Metternich from Austria. He convened it or he conducted it. The Grand Duchy of Warsaw, Poland. Yeah, exactly.